All right, hi, welcome back. Attorney Steve Vondran. Welcome to another exciting video and episode of Litigation Whiteboard. Today we're talking torts, and we're talking the tort of conversion, basically taking, misappropriating somebody else's property, not returning it or losing it or destroying it. And without further ado, let's take a head to the Attorney Steve Litigation Whiteboard. Okay, thanks for joining us today, guys. So this is a pretty quick one. We have conversion. I'm going under the California rules. This is the California Jury Instructions, section 2100, excuse me. And this is a tort basically where you have a plaintiff with personal property, and it could be all kinds of personal property. It could be cars, planes, trains, automobiles, boats, silverware, jewelry. It could be anything, okay? It could be cash. If you have a specific amount of cash at issue and somebody else takes it and won't give it back, you know, like you took a bag full of $10,000, it was on my table, now you won't give it back. That's conversion of your personal property, okay? So specific sums, physical things, stocks, things that are more intangible in nature, such as stocks, certificates, that represents an asset. So where you have documents that represent assets, like you may have, let's say, CRM leads, you may have trade secret protected leads. And if you have a document that represents the asset, that could qualify. I have just intangibles. So anyway, the point is you have a plaintiff that has personal property. A converter is going to violate these elements here, and you're going to have a cause of action to go against him. Again, this is personal property. It doesn't apply to real estate, not like an adverse possession where somebody's going to try to take and squat on your land and steal your land. It's not like that. Personal property only. The plaintiff either needs to own the property at issue, in other words, have title, clear title to it, they own it, or they have a possessory interest in whatever the asset or the chattel, sometimes we call it a chattel. Now, let's go to the elements. What do you need to do to prove a tortfeasor? A converter took your property and should be held liable for damages, which we'll talk about in a second. So, number one, this is an intentional tort. It needs to be a wrongful, intentional, knowing exercise of dominion and control. That's what we call dominion and control. Isn't that a great phrase? Slap that onto your bar exam, dominion and control. Now, it does not need to be intent to cause harm. It merely needs to be an intent to exercise the dominion and control. So you come into the guy's table, you see the bag of cash, maybe you even think you have a rightful interest in it. You take it, you run away. You intended to exercise the dominion and control, okay? You don't need intent to harm, and bona fide purchasers is very interesting. We call them BFPs in the law. Bona fide purchasers for value, they can still be held liable under this tort as well. So check your statutes, check your case law, and do some work on that. But so BFP is a very limited defense. There are some examples where it might work for you in a conversion setting. So you have the wrongful interference with the dominion and control of the plaintiff's personal property. We talked about that here. And this needs to be a substantial interference, not just what they call a little intermeddling or meddling around with it or taking it and putting it back. It has to be a substantial interference. And this is what we call inconsistent with the right of the owners, okay? So you're doing something inconsistent with the rights this owner has into the chattel or the assets, okay? Now, let's look at the 4 different ways. There may be others. This is not an exclusive list. But you're converting, you're taking possession. You take somebody's tractor and you put it into your storage yard, okay? And you lock it up so nobody can get it. You're converting their possession to yours, okay? You're exercising dominion and control. You're preventing the plaintiff reasonable access to their chattel or to their physical assets, okay? Or you're destroying it. You took it, you threw their watch collection into the Nile River. Bye-bye, see you later. You just converted their property, now they can't get it back. You're going to see down here, you're going to owe the fair market value of that. And finally, a willful refusal to surrender the asset when somebody makes a demand. You say, hey, you took my stuff, bring it back. And they say, I took your stuff. Oh, okay, yeah, I did, but too bad. Now you're setting them up for a conversion claim. Willful refusal to surrender. So those are some of the ways that You can show that there is a wrongful exercise of dominion and control. No consent ratification. If somebody consents to it and they say, yeah, go ahead and take it, bring it back some other time, that's consent. That will be a defense. Ratification, acquiescence, those kinds of things. And finally, you need to show that the defendant substantially caused plaintiff's harm, okay? Substantially caused. So if you can show these elements in general, check your state, you probably have something very similar. You can show conversion. Again, it's kind of like a strict liability offense, because you can't really say, well, yeah, I took it, but no, I didn't mean to take it. Well, you did. You picked it up and you did. So it's really considered like a strict liability offense. Damages, you can recover the value of the asset. You can recover the asset itself or the fair market value of the asset. Quiet title, you may need something like that. It's where you're just quieting their title. They're claiming they have it. You file a quiet title action. Actual damages, and finally down here, I did find a case where you could seek, called the Henley case, where you could seek emotional damages for the loss of your chattel. Isn't that nice? All right, you guys, this is general legal information only. Attorney Steve Vondran, Civil Litigation, California. If you need some help, you know where to find us on the web at attorneysteve.com. That's attorneysteve.com, the first name in legal services. Thank you for watching the Litigation Whiteboard. Feel free to share this video on your social media websites. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Bye now.